Well, it's just a pickle. What's going on? 4:40 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is Friday the 20th, December 2024. I have been watching news shortly when I caught the blurb coming through. Another retail store bites to dust. I can't tell you how depressing I am these days seeing the brick and mortars just closing up shop left and right. And then I do a Google search and several sites of just how many retail stores. And some of them are expecting to shut down even further. I mean, we had announcements within the week of Big Lots shutting down permanently. They shut down Tuesday. And the announcement that doors would be closed today, but then now they got to do the inventory for Party City. And when I started going over a listing, I typed out list major retail closed from 1960s through currently. And it spat off too many. Too many of the stores have gone under. In fact, Wikipedia had a complete listing of it. Of so many stores that closed down. Different sections of it. Major retailers that don't exist on one particular website of Stacker.com. Just going through it and getting a PDF of it from my own records. Patch.com listed several of them for 2024. Family Dollar is going to have some closures. Family Dollar. 99-cent stores only. CVS Health. 7-Eleven. Rite Aid. Walgreens Boots Alliance. Macy's. More. Sleep Number, which dealt with mattresses left and right. Burlington Clothing Stores. Burlington. Foot Locker. Big Lots. Well, that's gone. Dollar General, they're having stores shut down. American Freight. Best Buy. Ross Stores. Growing up, I had a lot of these stores that I came across in my lifetime that I did business with. From the article that I from the Patch website, they mentioned about 3,200 retail stores have closed so far in 2024. Brick and mortars are. But this was posted back in June 11th of this year. Nothing current because they're still trying to figure that information out. And yet, those who have been able to punch it up on Wikipedia, that information's already been updated already. Updated. Party City, maybe in my lifetime, I've been in there a few times just to see what they had, but it really wasn't my place going over there on a constant basis. Now, if they talked about bookstores, yeah, I'd been in many of them that had shut down. B. Dalton's was one of them. We still got one B. Dalton's left in the Antelope Valley. Borders I've been into several times in my lifetime, more than that. Before they closed it down in 2011, I think. Borders. Filed for bankruptcy and closed all its stores in 2011. But prior to that, was Walden Books and Crown Books. Major bookstores you would go in to read, to look at the books, to smell them, to handle them. Grocery stores still trying to go through mergers. One couldn't. Albertsons and Kroger's, they couldn't merge. So now one's suing the other. Just to name a few in my lifetime. Big Lots. Now, they never mentioned about Pick and Save when I was saying stuff about Big Lots. Pick and Save. I don't think anybody else mentioned about Pick and Save. Because I remember Pick and Save. My mother and I used to, my family used to shop over there. Yeah, online, but you go into the store itself, and I remember some of the Pick and Save stores out in San Fernando Valley where I used to live. There was a few shops that we would go into from time to time. Then went belly up back in originally back in 2002, but then revived as a bargain store back in 2020. It's only got 2 locations in the United States. But I remember going into Pick and Save. There was a bit. My dog is up again. Pick and Save was one of those stores you'd go into and find some interesting tchotchkes and cheap candies. So you'd smuggle them into a movie theater to eat instead of paying the expensive prices that the movie theater would handle. There was a Pick and Save a long time ago out in Granada Hills, San Fernando, Mission, and Woodley. It used to be a shopping center, and now they got a apartment complex there. Back in the 80s, when my family moved out to that small area in Granada Hills, right next to a high school, there was the shopping center. And there was also another store, but also a movie theater. We did our shopping in there just to browse around and got stuff. I still remember it. Action figures from an old television series. And eatery. A cutlery. A couple of cups. One of which I managed to salvage all this time. My mother's shopping. And it was cool. And when I found out that they changed into Big Lots, there was one out in Canoga Park, right by Canoga and Sherman Way. My brother and I would visit it from time to time. And when it changed into Big Lots, I couldn't deal with the place. Couldn't deal with it. Just couldn't. It wasn't what we thought it was, more expensive, and then we just couldn't deal with it. It made me sad as hell. Seeing the rest of these stores shut down left and right, it's still Party City. God. It's supposed to be the largest brick and mortar and online, and you want anything for your celebration, that was the place to go for. Now, gone. Last day was today and shut down. You got to do a couple of months worth of inventory so they can make sure everything's right for the bean counters, and then they're closing it up. Closing it up. You ever heard of Woolworth? A long time ago, Woolworth was a company that you would go into a five and dime for tchotchkes as well, and not to mention for a bite to eat. If I'm not mistaken, that there's still a Woolworth counter. Last time I checked, up in Bakersfield, California. I don't know if they closed that one down or not. Too many in my lifetime that businesses lived for a time and then failed. Online, beating down the brick and mortars, and the brick and mortars now having issues. Some of the larger brick and mortars were still trying to survive. Sears was one of the biggest brick and mortars, but lasted for over 100 years. So did Macy's. Sears is history. And Macy's is no more, or almost. Hard as hell to deal with that one. Macy's. I used to work for that company too. I'm looking at some of the data on it. At least they're trying to still stay alive. Macy's has done this Thanksgiving Day parade since 1924. It's an annual over 100 years. And they haven't quite shut down yet. Still alive to this day. Been looking through some of the history of it. Extensive. I used to work for Macy's. Out here in the West Coast, Northridge, just for a sliver of a time, but I felt like I was part of the legacy. I was part of the history. Where the badge of Macy's, did they actually understand that you were part of a legacy? Not just retail doing numbers and that's about it. You had a history right behind you. I didn't think anybody else was thinking about that one, but I was. It's retail, but I was damn proud working over there too. Because we actually had a parade. Who else would have a parade? But this is the nature of business, isn't it? This is the nature of business that we're dealing with on a constant basis. They come and they go. They build a big enough an empire. Just how long are they going to be able to keep up the market? How long will the people be interested in your stuff before they decided, that's it, shut down? And then you're dead. You're dead. That's what makes it harder. I was having an interesting conversation today with a reverend. The things I should have been talking about others, it just didn't come up, but this one did. Especially when I started hearing about like big lots, I'm like, oh well, that's depressing enough as it is. But they've been having bankruptcy issues and couldn't get out of debt, and now Party City's the same way. COVID kicked in and really stirred the pot when it came down for the online versus brick and mortar. Brick and mortar couldn't compete and fight back with sales or anything else like that. The online, we depended more and more, and they needed more and more distributing centers out there, more delivery drivers. So they've got their empire. But for me, it's only a matter of years before they shut down as well. Then who do we got to deal with? Do we still have the mom and pops, and they still need to have suppliers to take care of their demands? Do we still have the small brick and mortars to deal with? Maybe the locals. if they can. Secondhand merchandise, maybe. Another spur of the moment of secondhand stores. Music of my neighbors out here. That's alright. But how do I deal with it? How does the other employees deal with it, knowing that their own place is shut down permanently? And they have to scramble for the next job. And then the next one, and then the next one. I mean, we are always going to have retail. They just have to keep finding their niche and fighting it, and then fighting to keep it alive, struggle to keep it alive. But how do we do that for ourselves? I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they have to. We are not going to be without retail in our world of consumerism, in our civilization. We are still going to have those kind of shops and stores that depend upon customers, and we depend upon them for supplies. And they're going to be depending upon our suppliers and the manufacturers for all this stuff. Doesn't matter which particular niche, but it still hurts like hell. It still hurts like hell. And hearing that one particular store just decided they're going to shut down operations. They hadn't quite got the information updated, but I think they just did, about what they're going to do. Closing all the store by February 1st. But today, in the United States, it was just going to be shut down. Party City no more. Oh, God. 1986, the damn thing was founded. Came out, and a lot of people got supplies for their parties and Halloween and everything else. Graduation and stuff. Yeah, maybe it's got a good run on it. Maybe. 38 years. Not bad for a business like that. Worldwide. Now they got to shut down again. Are they coming back? I don't know. They couldn't do it. So yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the old, I'm feeling nostalgia. When I was talking to the Reverend, I was online. We were just talking things on the phone. And I was showing him something. He was trying to tell me something about the triggers. I don't think... He's got one way of looking at the triggers, and I got a different way because it's affecting me a hell of a lot. Maybe the triggers are affecting the one piece of memory that's powerful enough, but I got many memories that still resonate with the emotional feelings on it. And when I look at a picture or an image, even if it happens to be a satellite image of where I used to come from, a lifetime, 38 years of memories, of feeling, of pain, of love, nostalgia. It's not just a family. Oh, there goes my mama. Hey, I'm right here, Ma. Mama, I'm right here. I'm right here, honey. I'm right here. Come here, old girl. Trying to give her shit again. Trying to give her shit again. It's not just memories of family. It's memories of places that I used to be. I used to shop, that I used to call home. It's combined. Government shut down averted today. Finally get off their dead ass and get some kind of bill going on, and we're still going to get screwed, but the government still get funded until March. We'll see what happens after that. But how do I deal with it? How do I deal with the nostalgia of knowing that Places I know are also gone. When I see the long list of places I used to, the larger companies, the smaller companies. Sea Stallion crashing and burning. Damn. There was a crash and burn on Pendleton again. Sea Stallion. I don't know if anybody made it out or not. But they got the breaking news tonight at 5 o'clock on KTLA Los Angeles. My dog is needing attention. She wants attention. She only knows of her own little world, but she doesn't have a lifetime of experiences of mine, just only of hers. And yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I feel like I'm getting old and remembering a lot of places with fondness. They have happy memories, and then, as I was trying to explain to the Reverend, if you have something attached to them, then you have the pain of it. Put you down. Whoa, 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 whoa. You okay? You okay? Are you okay? I gotta get them damn nails first clipped. Can you feel that way? Can you feel nostalgia? Can you feel pain and grieving concerning about places that you used to shop at for your life, use them as landmarks, but also went over there a great deal and made them part of your life? Yeah. So when I started seeing all of these companies that I used to shop for a long while, yeah, I feel the nostalgia. I feel the pain. I feel the grief. I feel as if different aspects and different elements of my life are just passing by and I have to deal with it. I have to deal with it because I don't know, it's part of living. You have to be nostalgic about it, but then you got to be blasé about it. It's just life. Yeah, but you made an emotional investment in the damn place. It's not just monetary. When you made a part of your own legacy, your own life, your own memories, your own something, you own part of it. So it belongs to you. And it feels. I feel. A long list of places that shut down that I had yet to realize. And it hurts. I'm feeling the age. I'm feeling the weight of the universe on my shoulders. I'm feeling the memories that are trapped in the cosmic time zones or whatever. I'm going to try to putting some kind of poetic license to the damn thing, but it still hurts like hell. And yeah, I am depressed about it. There was a listing of stores that I mentioned online. Some of them we actually have out here. I mean, a Dollar General, a Family General. Yeah, we got a 7-Eleven. We only got one. We got two Starbucks in the whole place. One McDonald's, one Jack in the Box, one Taco Bell. We got a mom and pop donut shop that only operates a few hours at a time, and that's about it. We've lost a lot of other businesses that they used to have a legacy here. Local. There was one place called Wayside Cafe. They couldn't get anybody else to work over there, not to mention owners changed, sales dried up. Legacy had been there a lot longer than I had in this town of Roseman. They're gone. They're gone. thrift stores are in the area. I don't know if we're going to get any more restaurants in this place. We got very few Mexican restaurants. Steakhouse, I don't know if it's still going to survive or not. A couple of Chinese food places. That's about it. We're a town trying to survive out here in Roseman, California. I was trying to show the Reverend. I guess he didn't look at the videos I actually had. Talked to him a great deal in all those videos about life out here, and I still will. Just to see. So I'm feeling the age of time. I'm feeling the weight of time. Of how things are changing. Sometimes rapidly and sometimes so slowly I didn't even see the incremental. I didn't see the increments until it was just there, and then poof, gone. I even talked to him about the word suicide. Well, one thing, corporate suicide, bankruptcies and stuff. But personal one, I think I'll save for the other videos at a time. But for right now, I am just trying to figure things out. I feel the depression, but I also feel something else other than that. Circuit City, Comp USA. God. Susan moved out of San Fernando Valley to crash and burned. Crazy Eddie you heard about. Ground bugs got us to soul. Family video. Brick and mortar crash and burned in that one as well. Got Jocks. Yeah, I remember that place. Kept passing by different stores areas. Hollywood Video. KB Toys. Oh, that depressed the crap out of me. I shopped there for years. And I liked it. Well, besides Toys R Us was fine. But KB was the one you went to when you really wanted your toys. You wanted your action figure collections. You want your radio operated stuff. You want your G.I. Joes and stuff. Yeah, but Toys R Us was the same thing too. But they just got more focused on the bigger stuff and not the smaller ones that actually matter the most. 2009. Linens and things. My mother would shop at that place like crazy. I think so did my grandmother. Mervin's. Oh, that was the place we went shopping for clothing. Growing up in the San Fernando Valley and you're growing into the teens, you had to have the clothing for it. That's the place we went to. That's the place we went to. Tried to work over there, but they wouldn't accept me at one time or not. I went under in 96. But they'd only been around since 68 to 96, so 28 years, almost a good round, I think. No, 49 through 2009, I'm sorry. And yeah, Irvin's sold off to a corporation of Dayton Hudson and crashed and burned after that. Bankruptcy in '08. Damn. Just when we moved out of the San Fernando Valley, that's everything else went hell in a handbasket on that one, I guess. Payless shoes? Oh, that was. If it wasn't Wally World, it was Payless my family would shop at for the shoes, at least for the men's anyway. I hated when they went under in 2019. And they did, even the retail online. Can hardly find any good shoes anymore, except for Wally World. Sam Goody. You go into a mall, and you're a mall rat. Goody was one of those shops you go into, you listen to the music. You fingered the vinyls and the DVDs and the CDs in there, and the posters you'd roll out, and other tchotchkes that they would actually have concerning about entertainment. But yeah, they crashed and burned in '06. Sport Authority. I wasn't quite sure about that place. But I hate it when they called it quits in 2016. So we actually had a couple of stores out here in Sport Authority. But we also had a lot of stores out there, that and the Sports Chalet. They went under too. It's like all the sporting goods died and just disappeared. Tower Records. How about that place? It was like one of those Sam Goodies, the warehouse, and other places that you would go to it was your local place to get the latest music. Or a piece of old music. Whatever it was. They went under in '06. Bankruptcy for the second time. It was open since '60. But the one that really got to me, besides Crown Books, and I loved Crown Books, was Walden Books was next. I mean, it was Crown Books was the cheapest one you'd go to. Then it was Walden's and B. Dalton's fighting it out. Walden's went out in 2011. Walden Books, if you're a real nerd, was the place to go to. Because the other sellers were having, you know, they're trying to buy each other out, trying to support each other, but kept buying each other's debt until Borders bought out Walden Books, trying to save it. But the debt was too much. They had to crash and burn it. Separate it. How about Warner Brothers Studio Store? Have been out since '91 through 2005. I mean, quick enough going in there for about 20 years and then trying to sell merchandise concerning about Warner Brothers and DC Comics and Looney Tunes and all that sort of stuff. But unfortunately, mergers happen, chain goes under sale, and then disappears. Wix Furniture. If you wanted furniture, you'd go to Wix, right? 37 years in operation. Liquidated in 2008. But they had some decent furniture. The one that really got to me when it was five and dime, not just Pick and Save, but it was the Woolworth. And I said something about that. You wanted your tchotchkes, you wanted your patterns, you wanted little toys. You wanted something that we still needed at the house that was absolutely needed that we couldn't get anywhere else. That was cheap enough and it still worked. Besides, you still needed sewing, you still needed sewing kits, you still needed knitting all the time. There used to be a place called Yarnert my mother would go to and my grandmother would go to a lot, but Woolworths would be the second place for it. And they had lunch counters. They've been open up since 1879, but they shut down in 1997. How do you deal with loss like that? Companies that I used to grew up with. You made it your home. You made it your landmark. You made it somewhere that was part of something you felt you were a part of. It says something about Crown Books, right? They started in the year 1977 as a cheap retail for books and magazines, reading material, educational stuff. And they expanded. Had a parent company. This parent company was taking hits left and right. So throughout the years, they had to shut down in 2001. different bankruptcies trying to keep it alive, reconsolidations. You know, it just went out of business in 2001, and I cried over that one because I loved that store. That was my store to go to. If I wanted cheap books and I wanted cheap magazines, I'd go over there. But or just to hang out and smell the books. The stuff that influenced my life. The thing is about stuff we think that it's going to last for a long while. We think it's going to be lasting forever, but then we discover it's not. And it hurts because things change, life change, and we can't deal with that concept, can we? We want things constant. But not on our mortal clock and not in our mortal time and existence. And it hurts. Hurts me a great deal. And invest interest into it. We're not talking about money. We're talking about putting your life into it. You lived in those places. For a short time, you lived in those places. And they made a part of your identity. And they're gone. And sometimes I still feel the pain. I got the nice memories of it, but then afterwards it's the pain that you have to deal with. I still have to deal with. That's what I'm doing. Dealing with that kind of pain. So for right now, this is what we're doing. We're getting closer to New Year's, and I have to go through the memories all over again. I'm getting too old for this shit.